Dubai customs duty tax fully explained in today's video. So if you're importing goods into Dubai, wherever for business or even personal use, listen carefully to this video because what you're about to learn could save you thousands of dirhams in taxes and unexpected fees. Dubai is one of the easiest places in the world to do business, but customs duty is one area that still catches people off by guard, and a lot. In this video, I want to break down how customs duty actually works, the actual tax rates, what items are exempt and how VAT applies, and how to calculate your total cost before your goods even arrive into the specific country. So, by the end of this video, you know exactly how to plan your imports, price your products, and avoid costly mistakes, which you really need to do when you're operating in Dubai. So let's get started. So what is customs duty? So first, what is it? Let's understand. Customs duty, also called import tax, is the fee duty charges that Dubai charges on goods that come into the country. It's applied at the first point of entry. So wherever your shipment lands by the sea, air, or road, it's something that's going to get applied. And here's something many people don't actually know. Dubai follows the GCC Unified Customs Tariff, which means duty rates are generally the same across the Gulf countries. So something that you should know. So in short, when your goods cross the border, customs calculates their total value and applies a percentage tax on that amount. So that's across the GCC. So what's the standard duty rate? Let's look at this. So now let's talk a little bit numbers. The standard customs duty rate in Dubai is 5%, based on what's called the CIF value. And CIF basically means cost, insurance, and freight. So if your goods cost 100,000 dirhams and your shipping and your insurance add another 5,000 dirhams, your duty is 5% of the 105,000 dirhams. So that's approximately 5,250,000 dirhams in import tax before VAT is even added. Simple rule, duty is charged on your landed value, not just your purchase price. So you might want to write that down. It's a helpful reminder. So let's look at special duty rates. So now, not all goods are taxed equally, something very critical. Some products have a much higher rate, especially those linked to health or regulation. For example, tobacco and cigarettes are taxed at 100%, basically doubling the cost. Alcohol carries around about 50% duty. On the other hand, essential foods such as fresh produce and live animals are usually 0% because the government wants to keep basic goods affordable within the Emirates. So always check your products. HS codes, that's what determines the rate. Okay, so let's talk about VAT on imports. Here's where people often actually get confused a lot. On top of the customs duty, there's a value added tax, VAT at 5%. But VAT isn't applied on just your goods. It's applied on the CIF value plus the customs duty. So let's continue our example. So if the CIF is 105,000 dirhams, duty is 5,250,000 dirhams, so your VAT is 5% of the 110,250 dirhams. So that's another 5,512 dirhams in VAT. Businesses that are VAT registered can usually reclaim this VAT, but you still need to pay it upfront during the customs clearance. Okay, so remember that, guys. So how customs duty is actually calculated, right? So here's the formula that customs actually uses. So step one, calculate the CIF value, cost plus the insurance plus the freight. Step two, multiply by the duty rate, usually 5%. Okay. Step number three, add that result to the CIF, then apply another 5% for the VAT. And that's your total landed cost. So if your import always estimate this in advance. I'll protect your margins and help you quote accurate prices to your clients. Okay, let's talk about low value imports. Now, small shipments work a little differently. If your shipment is under 300 dirhams, it may be exempt from customs duty altogether. Okay, this usually applies to e-commerce parcels, like when you order small items online. But once you cross that threshold, the full duty applies. So for online sellers or small traders, knowing this cutoff is important, especially if you're importing sample, stock, or testing new product. How about exemptions and free zones? Let's talk about this. Dubai also has several duty exemptions that make it attractive for global trade. Here are the main ones. So the main ones are personal belongings and used household goods when relocating to the UAE, goods for diplomatic uses, imports into free zones like JAFZA, DMCC or DAFZA, they're duty-free until they enter the mainland. Goods from countries with trade agreements such as the GCC or CEPA partners may qualify for zero duty. This is why many global companies use free zones as a distribution hubs. They can store and re-import goods without paying import tax up front. And that's the main reason why you establish a free zone. Let's talk about the import process. So what's the actual process when you're importing? Step one, which is register your business with Dubai Customs. You'll get a customs code. Step number two, submit an import declaration with the invoices, origin certificate, and HS codes. Step three, pay your customs duty and VAT online. Step number four, customs clears your shipment and you're good to go. And that's pretty much it. But here's a tip. Double check your HS codes and invoice values so you're on track what you're doing. A wrong code or a missing document can delay your shipment for days and cost a lot of storage fees. So don't get yourself into that trouble. So here's some pro tips and strategies that you can use along the way. So all right, let's wrap up with a few expert tips that I want to give. Always classify your products correctly. Misclassification can mean a lot of fines. Include duty and VAT in your pricing model. Never treat it as an afterthought. If you import regularly, work with a customs broker or a logistics consultant to streamline the process. And finally, consider setting up your business in a free zone to minimize the import taxes and improve your overall cash flow. Dubai's low duty environment is one reason it's a global trade hub, but only if you know how to use the system to your advantage. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you found this useful, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow for more Dubai business insights. And thank you so much for watching.